All right, now Dan back with Let's Get a Win, letsgetawin.com. It is the college football and NFL best bet episode. I am joined by JOTABE Wins. Hoda, welcome to the show. Glad to have you. I know you got three plays in the college football world, one in the NFL, and maybe some other tidbits. How you doing tonight?
I'm good. How you doing, Dan?
Man, watching my Hurricanes struggle down seven at half, recording this at half, catch up on the second half. But on the main screen here, you see, put a video out yesterday, had a huge parlay, 14 parlay, 250 paid, $4,600. I wanted to know if I should hedge or if I should hodl. I ended up hedging a little bit, bet 1,000 back on Zhang just to profit. I still wanted Davidovich Fekino to win, which he did. Ended up winning that huge 14 parlay. Like I said, hedged a little bit on Zhang, but enough of the tennis. We're going to dive into that college football slate, and Hoda is going to lead us off. He's got to play, I think it's in the Buffalo at UConn. Hoda, who are you liking this?
I'm going with the home team on this one, Dan. The Huskies. Right now, depending on the book, it's 5.5. UConn minus 5.5. They're at home. Buffalo coming off an upset win on the road against a ranked Northern Illinois team. Numbers really, if you look at the numbers, the stats from that game, nothing really stood out. But with this one, UConn, I like their rushing attack. Quarterback runs the ball, running back runs the ball well. UConn's 3-1 against the spread this year. So I think Buffalo might be a little let down after the big upset last week, like I said. So I'm going to take UConn, like I said, either minus 5.5, depending on the book.
All right. Look at you at 5.5 here. I think that's what it is live. Looking at the numbers, look like it opened at 3.5. Everybody's on UConn. UConn did just wax Florida Atlantic at home too. I want to dive back into the record last week real fast. Hoda ended up going 2-3, down 1.3 units. Had a couple close ones. Boston College didn't pull it out for him late, and Georgia Tech, how they didn't cover that 10.5 against Louisville, no one knows. I ended up going 2-1, up 1.2 units, headlined by the SMU moneyline bet. They waxed TCU. But I do like that UConn play, Hoda. Let's dive into my first best bet of the Saturday. It's going to be Northern Illinois versus NC State. I'm going to roll with NC State, the home team, at -7. Two words: Dave Doran. He's going to come out and get these guys ready to play. They got waxed by Clemson. I know the starting quarterback might be out. They may roll with the freshman from Chaminade Madonna, who probably had better receivers in high school, Jermaine Smith and JoJo Trader. But good coach. Northern Illinois on a double letdown. They beat Notre Dame back, losing to Buffalo, who Hoda's taking advantage of this week. And then they got to go NC State to Raleigh, early kick, noon kick. Spreads around 7.5. Keeps going up and down. I locked it in at 7. It's currently 7.5. But I'm going with the home Wolfpack at -7. So that's my first best bet of the day. I think Hoda's got to play here. We'll slide on over to BYU at Baylor, also another noon kick. Who you like there?
I like the home team again. Baylor, uh, they're -3 right now against a ranked BYU team, undefeated, coming off a huge win upset of Kansas State. BYU's look good. They're well coached. But I do like the home team in this one. Baylor coming off a disastrous loss to Colorado on the road, gave up the Hail Mary last play of the game. Game went to overtime, and they turned the ball over with their possession and lost 38-31. But I look for them to bounce back this week at home. It's a yellow out, if you will. They're going to be wearing all yellow, gold, whatever. I love atmosphere at that stadium. And BYU has yet to win a road game since joining the Big 12 last season. They've struggled to run the ball. BYU has. Their starting running back is out, so they will be going with a freshman starting this week on the road. And head coach Dave Aranda for Baylor, seat's getting hot there in Waco, and I think he needs a win, and this would be a great win to get them going back in the right direction. So with all those, I like I like Baylor -3 right now over BYU.
Yeah, I got you locked in at 3 at -110. Looked like it opened at 2.5, depending on the books, but I like that. BYU mauled Kansas State, so a little letdown, and I do like that atmosphere in Waco too. So Hoda on the Baylor Bears -3. So my Let's Get a Win official play is up next. It is the sleepy Old Dominion versus Bowling Green. I like Old Dominion here. I like Old Dominion +10. It's been going 9.5, 10, 10.5, jumping around. Couple of reasons why. Old Dominion's coming off a bye. Bowling Green traveled, played Penn State 3 weeks ago, held them tight, barely lost. I think they only lost by 6, lost by a touchdown. Then they took a bye. Then they went to Texas A&M, held them tight, only lost by 6. So you're playing two big time programs, maybe getting beat up a little bit more than they're disclosing on their injury reports. Old Dominion's played 3 good teams too. Now they're 0-3. Now they're traveling to Bowling Green. Maybe a slight letdown for Bowling Green. Looks like some people are betting Old Dominion, and I am one of those people. So give me Old Dominion at +10. Next one on the board here. Looks like Hoda's got his last college football play. We're just throwing 3 out at you. It's Arizona at Utah. Late 10-15 kick. Hoda, who you like in this one?
I'm going to go with the road team on this one, Dan. I like Arizona getting the points. This game, depending again on the book, opened Utah -14, anywhere from 12.5 to 14 from what I saw, and currently is at 9. Some books have it at 10, but officially 9 with the book I go with. So we'll say +9. Utah, tough at home. We don't know if Cam Rising's going to play. Kyle Winningham keeps that stuff close to the chest. So literally, it could be a game time decision whether Rising goes or Wilson will go, who has started the last 2 games. They're coming off a big road win at Oklahoma State. Arizona's coming off a bye, so I like a little extra prep for Arizona in this one. Maybe get the offense going, both in the passing game and on the ground. So I'm going to take the points in this one and go Arizona
Hold on.
+9.
+9 is what I got you at. +9 -110. I do like them having that bye too. I know they disappointed at Kansas State, but they got a great quarterback there. Good offense, probably the best receiver in the nation on their team. So I do like that play. Hoda, Arizona +9. So the last Let's Get a Win official play of the day, college football Saturday. We're going to Orlando, Florida. Colorado travels to play UCF on the road. It's a 3:30 kick. I like UCF here. I'm willing to lay these 14 points. To me, this was a fishy line. Colorado, a notorious public team, with Deion Sanders, Shador Sanders, Travis Hunter. I thought this line was going to be 7.5, maybe even lower, and everybody was going to jump on Colorado. Turned out to be 13, 14, depending on where, 11, it opened at, and then instantly gets bet up to 14. I know UCF's got a high powered offense, the Arkansas transfer, KJ Jefferson. Seems like a lot of points to me, and I'm rolling with that Vegas. The first movement seemed opening line seemed fishy. First movement seemed fishy. Call me a fisherman. I'm going to go with UCF on this. UCF minus 14 at home against primetime led Colorado Buffaloes. So that closes out the college football best bets. Anything else you like in college football this week, Hoda, other than those three top bets? Anything, your favorite matchup or anything like that?
I mean, nothing. I do like. I'm intrigued by the Louisville Notre Dame matchup. You see how the weather is up there with the storm coming from south, heading up there. That's an intriguing matchup. Notre Dame lost at Louisville last year, kind of ruined the season. I thought right there in the middle of the season, um, and I think this is a revenge game for Notre Dame. Very intrigued by the Colorado UCF game. Can't wait to watch that. And of course, Georgia at Bama.
If
Um,
you had to pick a game in that, who do you like, Georgia, Bama?
whew, man, great question. Right now, I haven't really dove into the research on that, but I like Georgia on the
Georgia.
road.
I'd probably
Um,
go Bama. But same. I haven't really dove in. That's a game I will 100% be staying away from as far as betting. But
yeah,
that kind of wraps up the college football slate. We did each have a best bet in the NFL. So let's dive into that. It looks like Hoda's got a play here in the Minnesota Vikings traveling and playing the Green Bay Packers. Who you like in that one, Hoda?
I like the Vikings. Getting 2.5, two and a half. I've got it at 2.5 here. Um, you know, Jordan Love was just listed as questionable. Um, I actually prefer that he plays tomorrow, coming off the MCL sprain in week one in Brazil. The Vikings defense and Brian Flores' scheme seems to have been wreaking havoc on quarterbacks this season. Um, the Vikings are 9-2 against the spread their last 11 road games. So they play well when they travel. Um, what else do I got here?
I do
Yeah,
like that. They're going to get blitz
uh,
heavy.
yeah,
It's a. I like that. The first when I looked at the board, I kind of drew my eyes to the Vikings as well. So I'm on with you there.
yeah, and Minnesota beat Green Bay last year in Green Bay, and again, 9-2 against the number on the last 11 on the road. Um, Great offense. I love the head coach O'Connell, and I do love Lafleur for Green Bay. Great offensive minds, great schemes, well coached teams. But the way the Vikings defense has been playing, and if Love goes, I don't think he's going to be as mobile as Malik Willis would be. And I think Flores is going to dial up a lot of blitzes, regardless of who's at quarterback. And I like the Vikings with Aaron Jones returning to Green Bay. He's been looking really good this year, and so is Sam Darnold. So I'm going to go with the Vikings on this one, getting the points.
Vikings plus 2.5. I got you locked in now. But like I said, I like that. Quick NFL play for me. Don't have too much reasoning behind it. I'm going to roll with the San Francisco 49ers. And it's one reason and one reason only. I told myself at the end of last week, with all these underdogs beating these huge spreads, that I was going to take the biggest spread on the board and I was going to lay the points and go with it. I think it's 2 weeks. It might be 3 weeks in a row in the NFL that the biggest spread has lost outright. Hoda will tell you we're in this big survivor pool. I am still fighting in the survivor pool, but I do not mind laying these 10 with the 49ers coming off that loss. And like I said, it's a blind play based on my numbers of the big spreads not covering recently. So give me the Niners minus 10, hoping that Patriots O line still is playing bad. Bosa and drawing a blank on the Ohio State guy they got from the Commanders, attacking them, and then Debo Samuel's coming back, Trent Williams is coming back, Kittle still iffy. I know no McCaffrey, but Mason stepped in good. Look for the 49ers for a get right game. I'm going to lay that big number at 10, 49ers minus 10. So that's it for the best bets. We gave you 8. Hopefully we sweep the board. 8 straight winners. When nobody was talking, I was going over that Let's Get a Win premium play. We're majority tennis, but we've been on absolute fire. 9-1 our last premium tennis plays out of 10. That's 9-1. 2-0 yesterday, 3-0 the day before, bringing that overall best bet record to 138-66. I mostly do ATP. Hoda does WTA. Hoda, thanks for joining. Anything in tennis world right now we can give out to them for free? Anything you like? I know they're out in China and Tokyo.
Nothing in the WTA as of right now. Again, I know you had mentioned in previous shows that the time difference. They're over in China. So I haven't nothing stuck out to me in the WTA. I did put a little on O'Connell in the ATP over Michelson getting 2.5 games. There was some significant movement on the money line, so I took the 2.5 and went O'Connell. But other than that, haven't really, that's the one that stood out the most to me so far.
You see that O'Connell versus Michelson. I do have a premium play available. Let's get win.com. Go check that out. But Hoda, appreciate you joining me. Let me go watch my Canes come back and win this game. And as always, let's win you money betting sports.